And welcome back, students. We are now going to get into functions. So we're going to kind of go really quick here. You can see right away I got an example pulled up here of a user-defined function. So this is very similar to what we're used to seeing already kind of with Java, with our methods, constructions, stuff like that. So very similar things you'll see here when you start looking at the syntax. Obviously, a little different construction because you notice it says like int instead of like what we're used to, like public static void and all that. But there are, of course, different types of functions. So you have like no args, no returns. So all this is going to be available for you to look at when we actually get into diving into the various functions here. Now, let's go ahead and look at, for example, one of these functions here. And I'm just going to make a new one. Let's just do new. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to do a pretty simple one. Let's just do an adder. So please enter two numbers to be added. And we're going to just create int num1, num2, scanf, mod d, and we do our ampersand num1. Now, I don't know if I can do a num2 here in the same line here. Okay. Let's just test this out here because I can't remember if you can input both of them at the same time. I had too many arguments for the format. So yeah, we have to do two separate inputs there. Scanf, mod d, ampersand num2. Okay, so there's the two numbers. Now I'm going to go ahead and create that function. So let's do int, and we're just going to call this add two numbers. And of course, right now you see there's no arguments passed in there. If we look at the example they gave us here, you see we passed in two numbers here. You could have, of course, a no argument one. But in this example, we're just going to do two numbers. So int a, int b, and then we're just going to say like int sum equals a plus b, return sum. Okay. So then we call this should be add two numbers, num1, num2. All right, and let's go ahead and run that. Just make sure we don't have anything too crazy. Please enter two numbers, 5 and 3. Okay, now notice it didn't output the value because we added the numbers, but of course we never printed them. So let's see if I can put this inside of a printf. All right, we got a segmentation fault. All right, because we have to put our formatting in just like we did before. All right, so, and then mod d, run. All right, 5 and 3, 8, beautiful. And that's a real quick, easy, an example of a function call. And of course, like I said, all these examples will be here for you to show. That was just a real quick, easy one. You can see, like for example, this one checks for prime numbers. This is a no argument, but gives a return value. So this one right here simply just gets an integer. So lots of examples there to kind of help you out as we look at C here. But I wanted to give you just a real quick, easy one. Obviously, if I were to make this like, subtract two numbers, I would just make this, minus here. Nothing really that we haven't really encountered. If anything, this should be a lot easier in some ways than when we did this in Python because this is a lot closer to the Java experience that we're much more used to. The only difference is here we just use this int parameter in front instead of like public static void or string or public int, etc. Because that is one of the constructions here of dealing with C. Because remember, C doesn't actually have classes. So you're much more constrained to like the primitive types, for example. All right, and like I said, quick and easy one. Just want to give you a quick example outside of the notes there.